Hello, my name is Chloe Ward, and my topic for discussion today is why no-knock warrants should be banned. First off, I wanted to talk about the story of Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor was only 26 years old when she was killed by Louisville police officers. On the night of March 13, 2020, Breonna Taylor was asleep in her apartment when Louisville police officers entered into her home unannounced. Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, Walker, fired his concealed carry at these intruders, hitting Officer Mattingly in the leg. In return, Officer Mattingly fired 6 shots at Walker. Breonna Taylor, who was now awake, was standing next to Walker and received 5 of those shots. Breonna Taylor was announced dead at the scene, and she's not the only victim. Many other citizens, such as James Reed and Ismail Menier, were also victims of no-knock warrants, which have led to their death. Did you know that Mary Louise Kelly spoke on National Public Radio with Radley Balko, an investigative journalist and author of the book Rise of the Warrior Cup? A direct quote by Radley Balko was, "They, referencing the no-knock warrants, were kind of a construction of the Nixon administration, and it's one of the biggest mistakes of his political career." No-knock warrants was an idea by a 28-year-old Senate staffer. The idea of these no-knock warrants were to show the public how seriously the government disliked drugs and crime. The no-knock warrants became very popular among police departments and spread quickly over America. However, no-knock warrants became an issue when many people were mistakenly being killed. Today we are going to learn why it's important that Congress take action to address the dangers of no-knock warrants. We will look at the problem, the effects, and the solution. We have a serious problem. Police do 20,000 no-knock raids a year, and civilians often pay the price. Between 2010 and 2016, 39 civilians and 8 police officers were killed during no-knock warrants. The citizens who endure these no-knock raids are in danger. Instead of arresting the targets, they are being killed. There are too many raids happening across America, and way too many lives being lost. Many mistakes happen during these no-knock warrants, which lead to deaths, and police officers often pay the price as well. In an article by Carrie B. Roan, she stated that your home is your castle, unless police mount a no-knock raid sign on the door. No-knock raids can be useful if executed correctly. If not, citizens' rights are being compromised, such as safety and privacy. People are unable to not only have privacy, but to also feel safe in their own homes. Now that we have discussed the problem, let's take a look at the effects. There are 3 significant effects to this. Privacy is compromised, complications in no-knock warrants often lead to death, and civilians feel unsafe in their own home. Every person has a right to privacy in their own home. However, privacy is compromised when police barge into your home unannounced. The no-knock warrant allows police to enter a home unannounced. This has proven to not only be dangerous and fatal, but it also invades a person's privacy. Citizens cannot keep their lives private and away from the public eye if police can barge into their homes whenever they feel like it. Many times, no-knock raids often end in fatalities. There were 39 civilian deaths between 2010 and 2016. This does not even count all the police officers who died during this time as well. There has been a couple scenarios where citizens fire at police thinking they are intruders. A perfect example of this would be with the Breonna Taylor situation, when Walker fired his concealed carry at Louisville police officers because he believed they were intruders breaking into his home because they did not knock. When police enter homes unannounced, civilians feel the need to protect themselves. One result from this is death. As citizens fire at these intruders, the intruders fire back, more than likely killing the citizen. Not only is privacy compromised, but civilians also do not feel safe in their own home. Civilians are scared of no-knock raids. The people fear defending themselves against these intruders because these intruders could be unannounced police officers. Even with concealed carry, you could be charged with murder and not self-defense. To ensure the safety of all civilians and all police officers, no-knock warrants must be banned. Now that we have discussed the effects, let's take a look at the solution. There is a clear solution. Congress must prohibit the allowance of no-knock warrants to ensure the safety of all civilians and police officers. Banning no-knock warrants would ensure the safety of citizens and police officers. There would be no more mistaking police officers as intruders. If police can announce themselves before entering a civilian's home, there would be less fatality. There will be no more mistaking police officers as intruders, and there'll be less fatalities. Today, we learned why it's important that Congress take action to address the dangers of no-knock warrants. We looked at the problem, the effects, and the solution. Remember, according to Bradley Walko, an investigative journalist and author of the book Rise of the Warrior Cup, they, referencing no-knock warrants, were kind of a construction of the Nixon administration, and it's one of the biggest mistakes of his political career. Congress has failed to give Breonna Taylor justice. The officer responsible for her death was only charged with wanton endangerment and still has his job to this day. Banning no-knock warrants would reduce the deaths and ensure the safety and privacy of all civilians, including the police and including you and me. Thank you.